The Ability Collective is preparing to launch a dynamic set of community-led programs in 2026 aimed at fostering a vibrant, inclusive environment where people with disabilities in Barry County can truly thrive. Today, we're joined by the founder, Maggie Byerl, to learn more about this mission. Maggie, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so the Ability Collective is brand new. You guys just started at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the mission and what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are working to address some of the biggest barriers that are facing people with disabilities in our community. So my husband and I moved to Barry County about 3 years ago, and what we loved about it was the community. We have amazing business districts and friends and neighbors who all take care of each other, but being a rural community, we do have limited resources.
Sure.
So we don't have the access to doctors and specialists and therapists that other communities have that are more resourced. And so we heard kind of time and again, families or people with disabilities were either having to drive sometimes 3 to 5 times a week, an hour each way to see therapists or doctors or specialists, or they were going without. Yeah. And so we didn't want to see people, we heard people that were having to leave our community in order to, to get the services that they need. So they were leaving their families and their friends and their schools. And we knew that we had to do something about that.
Okay, so let's talk about what it looks like and what kinds of resources you're bringing to Barry County then.
Yeah, so right now in 2026, we're kind of looking at 3 categories. So we're working with our community, our businesses and our organizations to build more accessible community services, commerce, community events to really reduce that social isolation that people experience.
Sure.
We're also working with self-advocates with disabilities to elevate them to places of leadership and influence in the community so that their voices can be heard.
Okay.
And then we're working with caregivers and parents to build support services, respite, support groups, resource navigation, all of that.
Wow, that's impressive stuff.
Yeah.
So that's been all of this year. You're getting a building also. So let's talk about what's coming up.
Yeah, so we are just getting ready to open our first physical location. It is going to be in downtown Hastings. It gives us lots of access to businesses and services. So we're getting ready to open our doors there in January, which is really, really exciting.
Yeah, that is. Talk about how the community's received you and how this is going for not only, your clients and the people that you serve, but the people who, are maybe learning from you as far as what accessibility looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Our businesses and community organizations are actually really eager to work with us. They all want their services to be more accessible. They want to see more families at community events. So people are excited that we're going to be there. Families especially are kind of breathing this sigh of relief that there's finally going to be a service like this in Barry County that's there to support them.
Wonderful. And of course, we are in the season of giving. We've got Giving Tuesday coming up. Let's talk about how the community can support what you're doing.
Yeah, so we've got some fun initiatives going on for Giving Tuesday. Of course, we do have a small silent auction that people can find on our website. We have a wonderful matching grant up to $5,000 towards the end of the year for any contributions that are made. And then we do have a small wish list for our physical location. Of course, we have to furnish that, and we have a sensory room and play space and all of that. So we have some fun things on our wish list too, and all that is on our website.
Wonderful. And then talk about too, obviously you are a resource for people. If people are like, wow, I would like to make my community more accessible. Can other counties and people reach out to you? And maybe this needs to grow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we thought about in the very beginning was rural communities consistently have lack of access to resources. And so what we want to do is build a model that we can replicate and we can help other rural communities figure out how to address some of these barriers that people are facing.
I love this. Okay, perfect. So people want to get a hold of you, reach out to you. What do they need to do?
They can email us at hello@theabilitycollective.org. That's the best way to reach us. Okay. And our website is just theabilitycollective.org, and everything is right there for them to contact us.
Perfect. Maggie, thank you so much. Congratulations on getting through a first year. This is a big step, and getting a building. I love it. So this is right downtown Hastings, the Ability Collective moving into their new building, abilitycollective.org to learn more, to help out, and to find some resources.